A controversial upcoming docuseries will be landing on the A&E network on January 10th. Now, I say controversial because the focus will be on 4 KKK-affiliated families. Now, according to The Hollywood Reporter, the show is meant to create a What?
It's just so scary.
Oh, okay. I was like, okay. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the show is meant to create a dialogue between those in the KKK and their family members who oppose their views. And none of the participating KKK members will actually have their identities hidden or anything like that. So it is very interesting, but obviously the internet is completely outraged. Some people are outraged by it. Grace is terrified by it. So I want to ask you, why are you terrified by this show?
Man, you know,
oh, by the way, sorry. So sorry.
No worries.
I didn't mention the name of the show because I'm a terrible host. The show will be called Generation KKK.
Okay.
Go on.
You know, you ask why I'm terrified, and I think that that's sort of a gut visceral reaction, which I would like to call into check, because I think that
check it.
Check it.
At the door, buddy.
I think it is important to look. The alt-right is just the KKK by another name, or just neo-Nazis with another name.
We can get into that, but go on.
But obviously it's pervasive enough that we are having to deal with these sort of nationalistic issues and mentalities. So it is important to have a dialogue, and I do need to check my reaction to be afraid. Now, are some of their ideals fearful for someone who is super gay? Yeah. I can only imagine what it must feel like to have, you know, if you were to watch this and you're in a minority group. It sucks. Look, they're trying to create a dialogue. I think that is good. What I'm nervous for is that this will give these KKK members a platform to then reach or perhaps persuade other, you know, people who might be on the verge, who might be feeling disenfranchised and
we're just like,
searching.
You know, do I hate this black person? And then he sees the show and he's like, yes.
And then it normalizes their views. I think there's a right way to do the show and there's going to be a wrong way to do the show. If they normalize them to the extent of like a Duck Dynasty show, which is also on this same network, that's going to be bad, because the KKK are not, it's not, like their views are not normal, they're not healthy.
Cute.
It's not
it's
cute.
It's not Duck Dynasty cute. Even though Duck Dynasty also sometimes misses the mark.
Duck Dynasty, not that cute either. They don't
views.
think I'm cute. I don't think they're that cute either.
I mean, you don't find their bearded hick ways cutesy?
Well, I just mean like
folksy?
cutesy as in like they don't like gay people and
you don't like that.
Actually, you know what? I probably, they're Christian, I'm Christian as well, so I probably would sit down and have a very interesting conversation with them, I'm sure.
Well, it would premise around how you're going to burn in hell.
Creating a conversation is important, but there's a right way and a wrong way to do it, and we have yet to see what the tone of this show is going to be. I just hope that they make the show responsibly, because it's so important given the political climate and how tense it is in this country right now, that you create a show surrounding these views and ideals in a responsible and thoughtful way. Because if they don't, then the country's going to be even more on fire than it is.
I don't personally believe that they're gonna make it seem cool like Sons of Anarchy.
I
you know
hope
what I
not,
mean?
but you don't
they're
know.
Just all like KKK, like rock music, and
But
they're just like burning across, like it's not gonna be like that.
It could look cool to other people. You don't know.
Okay, so what I would say about that is I think of course it's absolutely ridiculous to just be like, and you didn't even say that, but it's absolutely ridiculous for anyone who's out there that thinks like this is unacceptable, like they cannot make a show about the KKK. They can. There are amazing works of art. I was gonna say there are amazing works of art that surround the whole KKK narrative. I mean, American History,
American History X was neo-Nazis.
Yeah, neo-Nazis, but like it's a similar thing. And by the way, the alt-right and KKK are separate concepts as well, even though you mentioned it as such. And the alt-right is more about the alt-right is doing a really horrible job by normalizing some of the views of the KKK, by memifying it, and
it's
being
sort of like
it's a backlash towards politically correct progressive culture. They have every right to technically do so, and just like Twitter has every right to ban them if they want to, because it's private enterprise. But when it comes to this, I'm not really that scared about the outcome of this show. Well, one, it's on A&E Network, but two, I don't really think it's going to be a recruitment tool for KKK, more so how really fucked up these people are. for feeling the way they do
and
about
also,
certain races.
We can't ignore the fact that there are these groups in America who have been emboldened given a recent political election. Maybe you've heard of it. We can't ignore the fact that these groups have been given a platform, have been given a voice, and indeed the KKK did voice their opinion in a big way this past election. And so I think for the people that are saying don't give them a show because they shouldn't be allowed to speak, that doesn't help anything either. But if you're going to give them, I also don't like the saying give them a show. Don't give them a show because then they control it. If A&E is going to document this group, then do it the right way.
And they're also showing family members who oppose their views. So they're obviously going to show exactly how devastating it is when you decide that you're a racist and that you want to be a part of the KKK. And by the way, this is not like we're not placing the blame and pointing the finger and being like, oh, they're racist. Like, if you're a member of the KKK, you're fucking racist. Like, there's no other way about it. It's not a black and white issue. I mean, it's not a gray area. It's a black and white issue. Literally.
For them, it's certainly
literally. No, it's really important. What I wanted to say is, look, a lot of people after the election came back and looked at the numbers, the exit polls, right? And they were like, well, we see that more black people have voted for Donald Trump than Mitt Romney, so where's the racism? And I think that is somewhat correct. That statement is not completely incorrect. I think that a lot of people had the privilege to decide, you know what, I'm overlooking all of Donald Trump's like dog whistling to the racists or all of Donald Trump's incredibly vitriolic rhetoric because it's not really affecting me. Because I believe that he will bring about change, because I am angry at the government. For the same exact reasons that you and I are angry at the government, those people were as well, and they thought Donald Trump would be the right person to bring about that change. Now, they were probably wrong, but it doesn't matter. But what I'm trying to say is, this is the perfect way for everyone in the right, for all of these Republicans that voted for Donald Trump to distance themselves from the KKK by showcasing that these guys are in the fringes and they're crazy and they're not as adopted by the right as sometimes we think or sometimes we say they are. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't want to believe that 55 million people or somewhere in that number, like a really large percentage of that number was just like, yeah, I really don't like Mexicans and I think we should
Or that I would
build a border
subscribe
wall.
to the mantra of the KKK.
Yeah, exactly.
But then it's like it's fucked up however you slice it.
Yeah, it's definitely fucked up, but people are fucked up.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see how they do it.
All right, but we want to hear from you guys. Do you think this is an inappropriate show, or will you be tuning in to watch it? I think this might be the first A&E show I watch because I want to see how they handle it. Leave us your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe if this is your first ever video on Pop Trigger.
Welcome.
Welcome. I'm Hasan Piker. This is Grace Baldridge, and we'll see you next time on Pop Trigger.